Good day and welcome to Coffee with Chris. Before we dive into it, don't forget to hit subscribe. I'm joined today by Ryan Sim, comedian. There he is. A comedian out of Hamilton, a hilarious guy for improv and stand-up. Ryan, thank you so much for your time and being here today.
Hey, my pleasure. My son is at daycare, so I'd rather be doing anything else. So I'm so happy.
Oh, and how old's your son?
He's 3.
Ah, beautiful age.
Yeah,
So,
just
so what's he learning at daycare this week?
uh not to throw chairs. Yeah. I think it's a sort of a customized lesson. Yeah.
Customized just for him.
Yeah, yeah. But I know I'm in Monday. Today's Monday. We're going to swim class, and I learned a valuable lesson. Make sure that you as the parent get changed first,
Ah.
because last week I got him fully changed, and then as soon as I got naked, he decided to run back out on the pool deck, which wasn't good.
Are you
And
allowed back at that pool, Ryan?
I don't know, because I had just had time to cover it with one hand and run after it with another, and he ran into the girls' bathroom. So I learned a second lesson. If your son is running away from you and you're naked on a pool deck, you should mention that you're the father and not quick, quick, bring that child out. I'm naked. It didn't go well. Um, I'll call him to see if we're cool, but yeah. Anyways, my name's Ryan Sim. Nice to be here. Thanks. Oh, I'm bombing this so bad.
Oh my God. All right. Yeah. Well, if we see Ryan running around in a public pool holding his junk naked, he's chasing a small child. It's his.
It's mine.
It's, I don't know if that makes it any better, Ryan, but
Well, listen, I was worried that he was going to jump in the pool with his clothes, right? You can't. I don't have time. If a kid is running back out on the pool deck and he's 3, you don't have time to just go, hang on a second, and like kind of jump around and put your clothes on. You have to go. Anyways, hi, Chris.
so many questions now. Oh, well, we're here to talk about comedy, and as you can see, Ryan is a pleasure for sure. Oh, that's too funny. So, Ryan, you're a stand-up comedian. What made you get into comedy?
Oh, that's a question right off the bat. But for me, it was a near-death experience.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, I was I was on Lake Erie. I don't know if anyone here knows Lake Erie, but it can whip up something fierce, as they say. And Coast Guard radio said a squall was coming, and it was just me and the captain. And he said, "You just may want to have like someone you care about on speed dial, just in case." And we were heading back to Pelee Island, and he called his wife and said he loved her. And I went on Reddit and signed up for an open mic. And then we survived, obviously. And then I just decided I'll go through with it.
It's an awkward laugh of a situation that's terrifying. He calls his wife to say, "Hey, honey, I love you, I miss you," and you're like, "Yeah, I should go on Reddit and sign up for an open mic.
Yeah.
If I make it out of the squall, I'm going to an open mic. If I don't, well, they're going to
At
be
least
sitting there calling Ryan like Bueller."
yeah. So that's my story. I think once you get up there and you have fun, but I think the hardest part is just doing it. Just doing it, you know?
And how long have
Just
you been doing it for?
ooh, good question. 6 years. 6 years. But the pandemic, a lot of people had trouble. But for me, I just pounded right through and did what we're doing right now. Uh, I found a unique way to still ignore my family, even from home. It was beautiful. It was just, most comedians during the pandemic actually spent the time at night with their families and friends. But no, I found a way to stay down here in the man cave and do shows all over the world virtually. It was beautiful.
That's a fabulous way about social distancing. You're doing your part.
Well, the commute was good, because Canadian comics are known for driving hours and hours for 5-10 minutes, whereas at least now I just had to put myself on mute and wait. But open mics, we were doing open mics in LA during the pandemic, and they don't even start till 11 o'clock at night. So by the time I get on at 1:30, you know, and then I do my act and wake the whole family up. But one day it'll be worth it. That's what I say.
So you, so 7 years, you got into it from a near death experience. You're doing Zoom shows, and with the world kind of opening back up, you're back to in-person shows.
Back at it, baby, all over Southern Ontario. Snowstorm, whatever. We're still there. We're still there for free chicken wings and to make you laugh. We're still there.
You get free appetizers and a shared bottle of water.
Yeah. No ice. No ice.
So what's the worst venue you've ever played? I shouldn't say venue. What's the worst crowd you ever played for?
Honestly, I prefer, so I'm a Hamilton based comedian, Hamilton, Ontario, and we get a quite eclectic crowds. And some people's trash, as another man's treasure is how I look at it. Sometimes people don't like the rough and tumble crowds because they get a little rowdy, but I like to just see why are they rowdy? Most of the time they're just talking because they're enjoying the show. I would say the worst show I've ever been at though is those shows at like prim and proper places.
Okay.
I've done a couple rooms in Burlington. I won't say the venue, but everyone had their arms crossed before the show even started.
Ooh.
And we had to do like a 5-minute disclaimer at the start mentioning that these are just jokes and that, making sure people understood what comedy was. And for me, that's the worst kind of audience, because if you're already in the defensive, I don't want to hear this, don't come to a comedy show. I've done fundraisers recently for bikers, and most people would go, oh my God. And you go there, and if you're on their side and you make them laugh, they're the nicest people. Hell, they were doing a fundraiser because most bikers all are kind of mechanically inclined. Yeah. And we raised money for a charity where bikers buy old beat up wheelchairs and fix them up and donate them to MS patients.
Wow.
So I had other comics come and go, oh my God, look at these people, look at this audience. And then in the end, we had a great time and it was for a great cause. And then, like I said, I can go do some ritzy place in Burlington and people are paying $20 a ticket for no charity. And sometimes you're like, if you're not here to laugh, then that's the worst kind of audience. People that don't want to just be fun and giggle. I feel like with the way the world's going right now, you have to understand, hey, I'm at a comedy club. Most of these, if you're truly an offensive comic, you won't have any gigs. So if you're already at one of these venues where people are willing to book you and put you on paid shows, just let go and relax. So I think the worst audience are people that are just a little too uptight.
Fair enough. Now, it's been said in the industry that as you had said it earlier, you just got to do it. A lot of people tend to plan comedy and, 6 months, I'm going to do my first open mic. And then in 2 years, I'll do it again. How do you know if a joke is really going to work or not?
Well, I'll tell you, if your family and friends like it, you're probably telling the wrong people. That, I've gone past that. For me, I do a joke 6 times before I know it's even going to be good. Because sometimes a joke works the first time because you're just excited about it. It's kind of like marriage. You know what I mean? At the start of the marriage, everything is great. But your material, like a marriage, can stagnate a bit. And then something new comes along, and boy, oh boy, it might not be better, but it's different. And you're excited about that. So I always go the first time, even if it works, I'll try it again. And I'll usually try it with different audiences. And if I find if a joke works 6 times to various rooms, whether it's at a club, sometimes in the summer, we do outdoor shows in Grimsby that has to be completely clean, or some grimy Hamilton bar. If it works 6 times, then it's probably a good joke. But jokes jokes aren't like a song where you write it, you print, you're good. Often you've got to start, middle, and end, but you could fill in the beef in the middle. What you really need is a good premise and a good punchline, and a good comic will massage the middle. And the baking time differs, but when you got a good joke, boy, it feels good.
So you said that you're beyond the family and friends with this joke telling bit. So do you believe that we should go to our family and friends and tell the joke, or just start off going to strangers? Because family and friends are more inclined to say, "Hey, that was good or that was funny," but a stranger on the street is probably going to be more honest with you.
I well, so I'm almost also like generally a comedy host, and I think that is the best way to build material because a host's job is to lighten up that room, set the tone, set the energy, and go. So a lot of times you're basically just talking to strangers. Um, but to test material, I think the best thing a comic can do is stay after the show and shoot the what with a bunch of other comics. Go for that late night coffee. And a lot of times you'll have people that enjoyed the show and they come up to you afterwards and you just talk. And if you can somehow organically put parts of a joke into a setting and people are laughing off stage, it's probably a good joke. The worst is if you're doing something and someone looks at you and goes, "Is this a bit?" Then it doesn't feel organic. That happens all the time. Comics hanging out with other comics, they'll all stop each other and go, "Wait, are you trying material on me? Because you got to warn me. I need consent." Um, but during the pandemic, what a lot of comics did was we started writing groups, kind of like mental health support, because we just have all this stuff. And because we're all for 2 or 3 years, we're living with our family. We got to get these jokes out. Uh, you know, we had to do something. A lot of people also started putting out TikToks and Twitter. The problem with Twitter is I think it's a different beast because I've got a couple jokes that are amazing on Twitter, but not the best on stage because sometimes it just doesn't translate as well. Sometimes it's just clever the way it's written.
So out of all the jokes, 7 years worth of jokes, what is your favorite joke?
What is my favorite
Yeah, do you
joke?
have like a favorite dad joke or a favorite knock knock joke? Like a joke as opposed to a bit.
Yeah. I've got a few. My favorite one right now is right now natural gas prices are through the roof, as most of you know. So I like to say if gas prices go any higher, I'm gonna start charging you to pull my finger, you know. And then
How
I go
much
into
per
whole
pull?
yeah. Well, yeah. I don't and then I have some other jokes that I think are funny, but I don't know who the audience for this show is. I have one. I have a stupid closer because I'm a new dad, and I go, I contractually have to do a dad joke. Is that okay with you? And if they say no, I won't do it. But it's a simple
Do it,
joke.
Ryan. We
All
can
right, all right,
practically agree.
all right. Why did the Jamaican rooster have no friends on the farm?
No idea.
Because he was a jerk chicken. Chris, I thought we were keeping up here. Okay. Is that my best joke? Hell no. But is that a little goofy joke I like to throw in? All the time. All the time. I also like doing little jokes like I did that ancestry.ca, you know. That's when you send your DNA sample over to Ireland and they send an angry letter back. We wanted your spit. I like jokes
What
like
did
that.
you send, Ryan?
I don't know, some old food or something. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah. And then I like to talk about how I look like that those jokes are always changing. Lately, people are telling me that I should start telling people I look like John Belushi's love child. I like that. I look like Elijah Wood if he just gave up on life, Lord of the Onion Rings. I like that one. Um, or Bob Ross's illegitimate son who only paints toilets. I like that one. Yeah. But it's hard. The hardest thing you can ever do to a comedian is is ask them what their favorite joke is. It's really hard. Joe Rogan's talked about this, and it was hard for me because in 2021. We were still sort of locked down, and my family wanted to go on vacation, so we went. Uh, I didn't know these people really existed, but I went on Airbnb. Have you heard of Mennonites?
Yes.
Yeah, I guess I should have researched them. Because we stayed at a rustic cabin, and they didn't have electricity or internet and outdoor plumbing, and I have IBS, so I didn't want to clog an outhouse, right? So I didn't I didn't realize this, but part of like staying here is we agreed to have dinner with this family, and an old order Mennonite looked at me and said the same thing. He goes, "My son with the internet says you're a comedian. Tell me a joke." And I didn't know what to do. So, like you said, I was like, I'll just do a knock knock joke. So I was like, all right, knock knock, Jacob. And he literally just looked at me with his arms crossed and looked at the door and looked back at me and said, "I'm not expecting anyone." I was like, all right, all right, I'm out. I'm out. Okay. You got me.
Tap out.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. I'll give you 5 stars. I'll tell your son. But
So,
yeah.
Ryan, where can people learn more about you? Where can we see your upcoming shows? I mean, are you on TikTok? You said you were on Twitter. What's your
Yeah. Yeah.
Instagram handles?
I am on TikTok. I think it's at Ryan Simboy, which is where I do funny stuff, and a weekly food review called Chow and Down, where I just really grossly eat food and rate it. That started during the pandemic. I'm on Twitter at Ryan Sim Comedy, and I have a website called ryansim.ca, but I don't update that much. But you could see me all over. Like March 13th, I'm opening up for Randy from the Trailer Park Boys Cheeseburger
Oh,
Picnic Tour. Yeah, I'm kicking things off in Hamilton, opening for him, taking my shirt off, gonna eat some cheeseburgers with the fella.
so
Yeah,
I guess that leads me to my question. What's new and exciting? What's coming up? You're going to be topless eating cheeseburgers.
right. It's like pretty much living the dream. If you had asked me in grade 8 what I want to do for a living, and that was an option, wouldn't have spent that money on university at all. You know, um, you know,
Post-secondary education meets
yeah,
extra
yeah.
cheese.
But if you want to follow our shows, because we put on a lot, like we put on shows at the Corktown Pub March 23rd. We do monthly shows at Nickelbrook Brewery in Burlington. On Facebook, you can type in Comedy Chow Down. That's where you'll see all the shows I produce and all the gross stuff I eat. It's a complete, you know, this is us. This is the shows we're going to put on. If you like it, you'll love it. If you're grossed out, just tell your friends.
Now, you had actually posted at one point that one of these episodes of Chowing Down, somebody sponsored you with food to stop eating there.
To stop eating there. Yeah, it's my first sponsorship. They gave me more money than I wanted to promise that I never tagged them again and stopped eating there publicly on video. So that's I'm very proud of that. I'm
Are
very,
you able to share with us which restaurant venue this was?
no, but their names, it the restaurant kind of has an innuendo to something. You could type in yeah, I don't, is this a Hamilton cream pie? But don't, there's a restaurant in Hamilton that anyways, yeah, we're
Fair
good.
enough. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
congratulations on the sponsorship and the promise to never eat there again. That's fabulous.
Yeah, yeah. My doctor follows me and has just today I went for a physical because he quote watches me and is concerned. So I don't know if that makes him a fan
Ouch.
or yeah. I was very proud of that. Now this is called Coffee with Chris. Do you want to cheers?
I don't have anything with me, unfortunately. I don't know
Oh,
why, but I'll virtually cheers with you.
all right. Tell me more about this show.
Well, I got time for one more question for you, Ryan.
Okay.
Sorry. What makes Ryan Sim smile?
Oh, well, pretty much everything. I'm a pretty happy guy. My son does. And actually, I still love comedy. I am one of those people that will show up at the start of the show and stay right to the end. So just being around goofy comedians makes me smile. I'm one of those people that I think, especially given what's going on right now, there's nothing better than laughter. And the best kind of laughter is that, that giggle, that when adults giggle, because it's just so silly. Silly humor makes me laugh. I'm not really a dirty comic. I'm not an offensive comic, but I love giggle humor, silly humor. So when people are just being silly, I'll smile all day, baby.
That's amazing. Well, thank you very much. This has been Coffee with Crisp. Our guest today is the hilarious Ryan Sim. Check him out. Have a fantastic day, everybody, and smile to inspire. Thank you.